मैं भारत माता के पवित्र चरणों को स्पर्श करता हूँ और उनको प्रणाम करता हूँ. It is a great day today. They are releasing the book on Bharat Ratna, Sri Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji, the great statesman. My namaskar to the dignitaries who are sharing the dais with me, Governor of Bihar, Sriman Arif Mohammad Khan ji, Governor of Haryana, Professor Asim Kumar Ghosh ji, Governor of Rajasthan, Sriman Haribabu Kisan Rao Bagde ji, great scholar with visionary thought who served as the HRD minister under Atalji's cabinet, a great noble leader, Dr. Murli Manohar Joshi ji, Vice Chairman Gandhi Smriti and Darshan Samati, and my good friend, former Minister in the PMO of Atalji, Sriman Vijay Goyal ji. भाई बहनों सबको नमस्कार. It is both an honor and a deeply honored to stand before you today at the release of this magnificent coffee table book on one of the India's tallest leaders, Bharat Ratna Sriman Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji. I have had a close association with Sri Atal ji. I remember when Atal ji has selected Abdul Kalam ji as the presidential candidate. It is me and our Vijay Goyal ji went to Chennai to invite on behalf of the Atal ji's government. Our Kalam ji was at that time, he was in Anna University campus. So we both went there and gave the Atal ji's letter inviting him to come and file the nomination for the presidential election. I was privileged to serve as the member of the 12th and 13th Lok Sabha when Atal ji was the Prime Minister of this country. Though I was only an ordinary MP, I had the privilege to meet him, but he was the Prime Minister. I got the privilege to meet him without any appointment. That is the greatness of Vajpayee ji towards me that I remember now and forever. At the time, Sri Vijay Goyal ji was the minister, and he was in both NDA governments, including he was serving under the Prime Minister's office, PMO, under Atal ji. Sri Goyal ji also closely connected with Atal ji from his student days to his final years, not only as a political colleague, but as a trusted family member. I was attracted to Jan Sangha as the young student of 17 to 18 years of my age. The thoughts of Lok Nayak ji, Sri Jayaprakash Narayan ji, and Sri Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji have had a lasting impression on me. As a young social worker and thereafter as a young politician, their words, their philosophy, their love for this nation guided me all the time. I recall with fond memories and how I organized a public meeting in 1974, just before the emergency, for Vajpayee ji at Coimbatore, in which more than 10,000 people participated at that time. We never expected that time, but it was so successful because of one name, that is Atal ji is going to address a public meeting at Coimbatore. Sri Vajpayee ji, who was such a big leader and put his hands on my shoulder to congratulate me, and after seeing the crowd, because he was also not expecting, because the time Jan Sangh was so small party in Tamil Nadu, and he was congratulating me, touching, and that inspires me very deeply. This book is not merely a collection of photographs and memories. It is a tribute to the statesman whose life continues to inspire generations. And he has brought our Vijay Goyal ji, whatever the work he do, he will put his landmark on that work. That is the goodness of our Vijay Goyal ji. When I go through this book, it doesn't look like photography. It looks like the history. You are reading the whole. If you go through the book, you can read the entire life cycle of our Atal ji. Atal ji's journey from a young parliamentarian to leading the nation as the Prime Minister reflects the strength of Indian democracy itself. In an era of intense political contest, he earned respect across party lines. A tribute to his integrity and inclusive spirit. Atal ji was not just a Prime Minister. He was a poet, a visionary, a parliamentarian par excellence, and above all, a compassionate human being. I need not say about his achievement as the Prime Minister, but as Delhi people, you can easily understand from 1947 to 1997, 50 years, we couldn't get a metro train for Delhi, the capital of the country. But in 1998, when Adalji became the Prime Minister, he laid the foundation and we got the metro train for our capital. That is the vision Adalji was having all his years as he served as in the opposition bench, but he started implementing one by one. From his early days as the parliamentarian to his tenure as the Prime Minister of India, Adalji exemplified the dignity in public life. That's why the caption given by our Vijay Goyalji, the eternal statesman, is really fitting to one single leader, that is Adalji. Whether it was his historic leadership during the nuclear test at Pokhran, his visionary push for infrastructure through the Golden Quadrilateral, or his courageous peace initiative symbolized by a bus journey to Lahore, he demonstrated that strength and sensitivity can go hand in hand. I remember when he was the Prime Minister, Pakistan has occupied some area of our land in the Gargil. He declared the war was on. But he got a call from the then President of the United States of America. He said, don't go for the war. You stop the war. If you don't stop the war, then Pakistan may use nuclear bomb on you. Adalji has said, we will never go back from our words. We will never use the first atomic bomb on anyone. If Pakistan can put a bomb on us, no problem. The very next day, there will be no Pakistan on the world map. That is Adalji. He's very soft, but very firm for the nation. But beyond the policy and politics, Adalji's true legacy lies in his words. His poetry carried the soul of India. His speeches stirred parliament and moved millions. Even his silence spoke volumes. He had the rare ability to disagree without being disagreeable, a quality much needed in public life. That is Adalji. I must compliment Sri Vijay Goyalji for curating this coffee table book. Such works serve an important purpose. They preserve history, not as a dry text, but as a living memory to the great leader. Through rare photographs, personal anecdotes, and archival material, this book will allow readers to revisit defining moments of India's journey and to reconnect with the ideals of Adalji stood for. For the younger generation, this book will be a window into an era of principled politics. For those who witnessed his leadership firsthand, it will be a nostalgic reminder of Adalji's time. When I have seen the book, everything is coming to our remembrance. As we release this book today, we are not merely unveiling the pages, we are renewing our commitment to the values of Adalji stood for: national unity, democracy, social harmony, and unwavering faith in India's destiny. Adalji once said that governments will come and go, parties will rise and fall, but the nation must remain supreme. That is Adalji. That sentiment remains timeless. May this coffee table book travel far and wide. May it reaches homes, libraries, and institutions across the country and the globe. My heartiest congratulations once again to Sri Vijay Goyalji and everyone associated with this publication. Let us remember Adalji is not only in words, but in action. As we formally release this book today, let us reaffirm our collective commitment to the ideals he stood for: unity in diversity, strength with humility, and progress with compassion. With these words, I thank you all for giving this opportunity to be with you on